Back on the 10th of November 1955 in Casilda, Argentina, a very special person was born. Starting from humble beginnings and building wooden go-karts with his friends on the weekend, Horatio Pagani is one of the most famous and talented automobile manufacturers the world has ever seen. Guys, this is the full history of Pagani in just 6 minutes. Horatio Pagani always had a passion for cars and racing, basically just the automobile in general. Growing up in Casilda wasn't a bad childhood, but the passion for cars definitely didn't pass through the generations, nor did the Argentinian upbringing. At age 21, Horatio Pagani worked on and created the Limitada Santa Fecina, which is a race car. They would race them against other Limitada Santa Fecinas in their very own racing category. He never had any formal training when it came to building cars, but he definitely had an understanding and was quite handy with fiberglass. So apart from his racing on the side, he ran his own small business, which made fiberglass camper vans. After saving up enough money and spending hours creating his own race team, he ended up asking Renault at their very own headquarters, asking them to give him an engine for his engineless race car. They said yes. But not only did they say yes, they sponsored his race team. He even asked the previous year's champion to drive the car that he created. That man was Augustin Beaumont. People started to realize Horatio Pagani's talent and ability, even though there were a few minor issues with his race car. It was not long after that his name started to get out there, and Horatio Pagani moved to Italy, where he wanted to work for the big names, Ferrari, Alfa Romeo, Lamborghini, etc. Now, maybe you guys have heard of the 5-time world champ, Juan Manuel Fangio, one of Pagani's special edition Zondas, the Zonda F. Well, it's named after this guy. In fact, back in the day, Fangio wrote 5 letters to different Italian automobile manufacturers, persuading them to hire Horatio. And Lamborghini ended up doing so, but unfortunately after the LM project was cancelled, he didn't have a job there anymore. Now living in Italy with a wife, his business sold and no job, he kept going back again and again to Lamborghini, applying for jobs, eventually getting a job in the body shop compartment. Not exactly what he wanted, but he wasn't complaining. 1988 is finally upon us, and Lamborghini are planning something special. They even let Horatio design his own car for the 25th anniversary. Carbon fiber was now becoming a thing, so Horatio left his love for fiberglass and bought an autoclave, which will make carbon fiber parts. Why did he do this? Lamborghini wouldn't let him sign his very own name on the car that he created. Horatio wasn't happy. He ended up finishing his prototype Countach by himself. And since he used so much of his own carbon fiber, using his autoclave, the Countach was 1,000 pounds lighter than the production version Countach. It was called the Countach Evoluzione. Lamborghini weren't really giving Horatio the support and freedom he needed, so in 1991 he quit. So then he could get hired by Ferrari's F1 team. He made the parts for them with his very own autoclave. Horatio Pagani was a true carbon fiber maniac, but I guess Horatio just wasn't fulfilling his potential, so in 1992 he started designing his very own automobile, his way, his parts, and under his name, Pagani. But like before, he needed an engine, so he got in contact with his old mate, Fangio, who introduced him to Mercedes. They made Horatio a beautiful Mercedes V12 engine. Still to this day, the Paganis use the AMG V12s. So over the years of design and manufacturing, he debuted his prototype at the 1999 Geneva Motor Show. He called it the Zonda C12. They loved it. People were blown away. The C12 made 450 horsepower and looked absolutely stunning. It did 0 to 100 kilometers in under 4 seconds. But there were only 5 made since they were so expensive to produce. Horatio's main focus with the Zonda was to just keep improving and improving every new car that came out. The Zonda was a massive success, but the success didn't stop there. The Pagani Huayra came out not long after. The Huayra was named after Huayra Tata, a South American wind god. Why? Because the Horatio wanted it to seem like the Huayra was sculpted by the wind. So, the design and prototypes continued to be made, and Horatio's work became more famous and popular. All that there is how Horatio Pagani got his company to where it is today. Pagani even have a new prototype coming out very soon, the Huayra R. Pagani will continue coming out with all these amazing cars and dominating the hypercar world. Guys, that was the history of Pagani in almost 6 minutes. I hope you enjoyed and learnt heaps. Please like and subscribe and stay tuned for next video.